Red Bull taking down the kings of CONCACAFs by MLS's standards in 2 games and winning a penalty shootout. Insanity. We're going to go through the games, but my word, there must have been like 10 That's So Metro moments that we should have enacted and ruined everything for us. And we beat them all and we won? Goodness me. All right, game one, away from home. Sandro Sforza's game plan working to perfection. Bunker, counter, set pieces. We had 25% of the possession. We looked to hit them on every counter possible. And how did we score? A secondary recycled corner kick in the 25th minute. We only had 3 shots on goal. One of them went in. And then we bunkered and defended like hell. In my preview, I like I said, I spent zero time talking about it because their attack was so good. Ours was terrible. But most importantly, our goalkeeper was in the worst form of his career. Carlos Cornell could not save a Word document. He
It's a crazy
must have
comparison.
well, it's that easy, and he couldn't do it. But he must have heard that episode. Because I'm sure everybody listened. Like all the pros pass it around, right? Play it in every locker room and whatever. They must have heard that and said bet because Brad Guzan was the best goalkeeper in round one. Carlos Cornell was a close second. He was out of his mind in this series. He made like 8 saves in the first game, and most of them were like unreal 1v1 saves or like huge extension saves. It was unbelievable. We ended up winning that game 1-0, and even after that, still not a single person thought we had a chance. Like, oh yeah, this is Columbus in 3. Like Columbus in 3, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well, game 2 goes back to Red Bull Arena, and that place was rocking. Tactics stayed the same, and the stats showed it. We only conceded 60% of the possession this time, and we gave away 18 shots, but we kept it tight and forced a lot of bad ones. They only had 4 on target. However, they could not hold them off forever. Max Arston subs into the game and instantly gives Columbus the lead on an overloaded weak side, and that should have been the end of it. We should have lost. We should have gone to a game 3. There was no way. We don't come back from losing positions. Not often. However, you could not stop Dante Van Zier from rising from the ashes. He gets on the end of a ball from Forsberg after Lewis Morgan does so well to keep it in from the touchline, drives towards the goal, takes a shot. It doesn't go over the crossbar, and in fact, it actually goes into the goal. I don't think he meant to do it. I think he probably meant to cross it, but it went in the goal. Red Bull Arena goes nuts. And so I had to watch this game during a meeting, and I couldn't like celebrate, but I'm sitting there like me and my buddy next to me, we're just like shaking, trying to be really, really quiet. Just a few minutes later, Emil Forsberg picks up the ball and he's taken down inside the box, and a PK is awarded. He steps up, he converts, and it was just about a 5-minute delay in the proceedings to check it with VAR and clear the space. At this point, it's the 82nd minute. Red Bull are up 2-1. But Don knew, this is where the conspiracies come in. Don knew that Miami, they were struggling, right? They knew that Brad Guzan was not going to be beat, and the second darling of the East was on the brink of elimination. So when they were trying to award stoppage time, he got on his little cellular device and he was like, "Hello, fourth official. The stoppage time is going to be however much we need to make sure that Columbus can get back in this. So let's just throw 12 up there. Let's just throw 12 minutes up there because who's going to question it, right? Like we're MLS, we do what we want." Well, 12 minutes were more than enough because in the 96th minute, Columbus got it level, and Don knew it too because guess what? You just throw it, just get it to pens because Red Bull can't win a penalty shootout. We never do. We've lost the last 4 competitions on penalties. Just get it to pens. We'll be fine. So let's just recap this. We go down at home in a must-win game, come back with 2 goals to take the lead, then concede in the 96th minute. Do you smell that? That's what we call the That's So Metro smell. It's brewing in Red Bull Arena, right? And that smell grows even stronger when John Tolkien misses his first kick. We're like, oh, here we go again, right? Here we go again. Both teams score their next 3 shots, meaning that it's Shabirko versus Coronel to send it to a game 3. And as everybody's preparing to watch the ball hit the net and end the game, Coronel stands tall and denies Shabirko to send it to more rounds. Forsberg converts, and it's up to Coronel to stand up big and give us a better shot. He makes another save on Max Arfston and puts us in the league. All we need is one goal and we move onwards. Like, as long as we don't mess this up, Sean Nealis misses a penalty. Here we go again, right? Coronel steps up and he makes another save. He saved 3 in a row, not misses. He saved 3 in a row. Up steps Danny Edelman. He steps up, he puts it in the top corner, and Red Bull Arena erupts like I haven't seen it since probably like 2013. This place was rocking. And I mean, I went to the FCC playoff game last year, and it was like, even when we were scoring goals, it felt good. But watching that, it was so, so good. I'm speechless. I just reliving in my head. I'm speechless. Take it away. Keep talking. Keep talking.
All 15 fans of Red Bull Arena probably went crazy when you
We
guys
had we
finally
had
won that game.
21,000 announced. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, sure. The announced numbers. That's probably just Don trying to pump up the numbers. Oh, we had 21,000. They bought tickets. Only 15 of them showed up. Nah, I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. Um, yeah, I mean, talk about. We talked earlier in the year about Philly missing the clutch gene. I think they sent the virus over to Columbus because holy smokes, they were really missing the clutch gene this time around. I mean, how do you miss 3 penalties in a row to get eliminated? That's terrible. That's horrible. And I think, some credit should be given to Cornell, right? Like, obviously, making saves and penalty shootouts is massive and shows how important it is to have a strong goalkeeper in these playoffs where, I mean, in all these competitions now, penalties is such a big part. Having a penalty saving goalkeeper seems more important than ever. Um, but man, I mean, how do you blow that? 3 penalties in a row you missed to get knocked out. I mean, I'm not sure what to say either. I mean, Red Bull is a competent team. I think seventh place is. I feel like some of that is just because you were missing key attackers for like decent chunks of the season. I don't feel like Red Bull is a true 7 seed in the East, but still, I mean, Columbus had to have been the favorite, and they just did not show up. They didn't show up, and Red Bull did took their chances. Even despite what the numbers say, they were just more clinical in the moments that they needed to be. They were the better, even if they weren't necessarily the better team, they were the better playoff team. They knew how to take their chances. They came in with the right strategy, and they got it done. And in 2 games, which was the only team in the East to do that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I made a joke. I probably made it to you. I made it to a couple people that once Forsberg comes back healthy, like this is gonna be a different team. We're gonna go on a run, and we're gonna, it's gonna be like if we just signed a new superstar before the break, right? And here we are, Forsberg back. We're knocking off one of the best teams in the East in 2 games, and uh, you know, I still don't. I'm still not putting a ton of hope into it, but am I insane to think that this path can continue? Honestly, after last night's results, which we'll continue to get into, I don't think I am. Like all of those other tough teams we're gonna have to go through are now all gone.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa. Atlanta's still here. All right.
that's my point. All those tough teams that we thought we were gonna have to go through are gone.
Okay. You keep
So,
doubting my bald king. Doubt him some more. All right. Atlanta is the new favorite now. All right. Don's going to be backing us because we pulled the crowds and we have big bald Brad Guzan. So when we get 15 minutes of stoppage time against you in the Eastern Conference Finals, you'll see what it actually means to be backed by the Don.
oh man, yeah. Well, trust me, he doesn't want us winning. That's for sure. I know we're probably gonna mess up the derby, right? Like that's just the way this is gonna be. We've pretty much been the
That's the
better.
true That's So Metro moment.
Yes, that's exactly.
Knockout
Do all of this stuff just to lose to your rival. Yeah,
knockout Columbus, arguably the best team in the league, just to lose to NYC.
yeah. Well, that's funny because yes, we've been the better like historical team, but they've been better than us this year. I
Oh
think they've
yeah,
won
they've
both
smacked you
games.
guys around this year.
Yeah, and it hasn't been particularly close. So, you know, it'll be very, very interesting to see how this works, and we'll talk about that in a second. But um, listen, we couldn't win this trophy when we were the best team in the league 3 different times could this be the way that we actually win it by sneaking in and then going on a little run when everybody thinks that we're just this poor little seventh seed? You don't have to worry about them. This could be something fun.
I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet. I mean, this is still Red Bull at the end of the day.
Yeah, trust me. No, that's the thing. We'll get to like the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll get Atlanta at home, and we'll bottle it. That's what's gonna happen.
Hook it to my veins. Brad Guzan makes like 5 ridiculous saves that game to keep you out. You dominated the entire game, and then Daniel Rios like accidentally falls down and kicks the ball in.
Yeah. The other thing I do want to talk about really quick before we move on is Columbus, and I think that they may have just missed their last chance at MLS Cup for a while. You've got Nancy, you've got Cucho, you've got Rossi, Morris has left early in the year. Like all of these players who were like the cornerstone and the coach of the style that you play may be gone next year. Nagby's getting to be another year older. Who knows what could come of this team, right? But they
Say
won
it. Say
leagues.
the line. Say the line. No, no, no.
No,
Say
I'm
the
not
line.
saying I'm not giving you that. I'm not
Say
giving
the
you that.
line.
Because he's already there. It's not like he's getting there. He's already there.
Then you say the line.
No. Listen, they won League's Cup, but they fell short in Supporter Shield. They fell short in MLS Cup. They fell short in Champions League. It's going to sting. So it's really going to be interesting to see if those players want to stick around and try and win it again, or if they're ready to move on.
Yeah, I actually feel like this is going to be one of those rare off seasons where it'll be a successful off season for Columbus if they actually don't have to make moves.
Correct. I agree with you.
Speaking of moves, we should move on to the next team because we rambled
Nope.
about Red Bull for so long.
Nope. Grace said no. Speak about the Red Bull. She said, "Look at my pretty bandana. Look at that. You're just a
Grace,
Red
we're
Bull."
done with the Red Bull. We can't keep talking about Red Bull.
Tell them, Grace. Tell them we love the Red Bull. We love it.